One of the most frustrating experiences is to find inspiration and passion for something and feel momentum building behind it only to slam into a brick wall. It is at the very least enough to knock you off your game, but it can make you question the whole endeavor as well. Roadblocks and setbacks come in many forms. Sometimes it is a matter of timing. You might encounter an obstacle in your knowledge base or your skill set. It could be that you run out of resources or inspiration. Regardless of the challenge, these barriers to progress can completely derail your efforts indefinitely. So, what do? Well, the first step is backward. Take a step back and look at what you're trying to accomplish. Evaluate your mindset, your expectations, your limiting beliefs, your game plan, and determine what might need adjustment. If you are facing internal challenges over which you have control, take some time to sit with what is coming up on your path that is interfering with progress. If it is about mindset, take a closer look at where that is coming from. Journaling is a great way to examine what lies below the surface of our perceptions. Or talk to a trusted friend or advisor. Sometimes just taking a walk or a drive to clear your head helps to see a way forward. But when the challenges are external, you have different work to do. Perhaps it is a matter of resourcing and you have to figure out how to access more supplies, more time, more energy, etc. That can come in a variety of ways. And sometimes you need an advisor to guide you to your options. It could be that you're relying on the participation of someone else and they are not doing their part, or they are operating on a different timeline and set of goals. In that case, you need to have an honest, non-confrontational conversation about how to get on the same page, which usually means compromise and revision of expectations, but not forcing someone to your way of thinking. Or you may need to discuss whether you are meant to continue the journey together. It's hard not to question whether your obstacle is a sign that you're on the wrong track. And to be fair, sometimes it is saying you've ventured off course. Sometimes the powers that be are trying desperately to redirect you when you are being stubborn and tunnel-visioned. But I'd bet that most of the time, it's just a matter of refinement. You're heading in the right direction, but maybe you didn't know when you started that you'd need a particular tool or that you had underestimated the amount of time something would take. When I started out on my road trip, I watched loads of videos to help me plan for what to take with me. After 2 to 3 weeks on the road, I realized there were some items that I absolutely did not need and were just taking up precious space. And I discovered some other things that weren't part of the checklists and recommendations I'd found online, but were essential to making my particular situation more manageable. So I had to pause for a moment and regroup. The one thing I didn't do was question whether I was foolish to even try this at all. I didn't let a hiccup in my planning and preparation discourage me. I also hit a massive roadblock a couple of months into my journey when I had some major maintenance and repair needs come up. The expense was significant, and I did begin to question the wisdom of continuing at that point. Fortunately, I had the means to take care of them, and I was able to move forward with more reliable vehicles and an awareness of the care that was necessary to make sure they continued to serve me well. Now that I am venturing into another arena where I'm having to be more present on social media and having to generate far more content than I've ever wanted to in this space, I've had to consider whether it's all worth it just to get a few more readers for my book. But I've come to understand a couple of things. One, if I am authentic and intentional in the content I produce, it will matter to someone besides me, and that makes it worth my time and effort. And two, there are lots of resources out there now that will facilitate the process so it isn't quite so time-consuming as I thought it would be. The common thread through the personal examples I provided is that I didn't panic. I didn't let myself get overwhelmed with fear and insecurity. I paused, gathered information, asked for advice, and moved forward with a better understanding and a more solid foundation for what I wanted to achieve. Roadblocks and setbacks don't have to mean the end of your adventure. They might just be signs that you need to pay attention and proceed with awareness.